Hello students. So today we will start new exercise self practice 1B. Self practice 1B. Okay. In the last class we have completed self practice 1A. Now today we will start a new exercise self practice 1B. So see what we are going to learn in this properties of addition. So in self practice 1B we are going to learn about the properties of addition. What properties of addition? So in this properties of addition, what we are going to learn? First property, closure property. Closure property, what says? First property, the closure property. Closure property. So what does this closure property says? First closure. In the closure properties mean the sum of any two integer is also an integer. The sum of two integer is always an integer. What? The sum of any two integer. The sum of any two integer. The sum of any two integer is always integer. This is the closure property. Means if you add any two integer, if you find the sum of any two integer, you will get the integer one. Example, integer you know, minus infinity to plus infinity, the numbers minus infinity, minus 10, minus 4, minus 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, all these are the integers only. So suppose you are adding any two integer, you are adding 3 minus 5. Means 3 plus 5. So the sum is what? 8. 8 is also an integer. Here 3 is also an integer, 5 is also an integer, and their sum 8 is also an integer. That is the closure property. Another example, we can take 3 plus minus 5. So I am adding 3 and minus 5. So what the result will be? 3 plus minus 5 give you minus 2. Now see, 3 is also an integer, positive integer. Minus 5 is negative integer, and the sum is also a integer, which is a negative integer. Means this is a closure property. The sum of any two integer is always integer. Sum of any two integer is always integer. Sum of any two integer is always integer. Okay. Second property, commutative property. Commutative property. Second property is the commutative property. Commutative property. Commutative property means the order of the addends in addition does not matter. So if you change the order of the addends, the order of the addends, the order of the addends, so the order of the addends in addition So the order of the addends in addition does not matter. Does not matter. Okay. So the order of the addends in the addition does not matter. Example: if you change the position of the two integers in addition, if you change the position of the two integers, example, suppose a plus b is equals to b plus a. Here, this a and b are called the addends. A is the addend and b is the addend. The two integers which you are adding, that are called the, each integer is called the addends of the addition. Addends of addition. So here a and b are the addends of the addition. So if you add, either you are adding b to the a or you are adding a to the b. Here for time being, I am adding b to the a, or also you can add a to the b. Both will give the same result. Both will give the same result. Okay. Example you can take. Either you add 4 in 3. 3 plus 4 gives you 7. Either you add 4 to 3. 4 into 3. Or you can add 3 into 4. Here, if you add 4 in 3. If you add 4 to the 3, the result will be 7. Here, if you are adding 3 to the 4, then also you are getting the same result, which is 7. That is called the commutative property. So the order of the addends in the addition does not matter. Means a plus b is equals to b plus a. That is called the commutative property. Now third is the associative property. Means if more than 2 addends are there, if more than 2 addends are there, if 3 addends are there, in that also the order of the addends does not matter. That is called the associative property. For more than 2 addends, means 3 addends, we are using associative property. Associative property. Associative property. This is the associative. So the result of an addition is not affected. Result, if here associative property says that what if A, comma B and C are integers. If A, B and C are integers. If A, B and C are integers, then what you write? If you add A plus B plus C, means if you add the sum of B and C to A, if we are adding the sum of B and C to A, or either we are adding the sum of B and C to A, or we are adding C to the sum of A and B, both will give the same result, same sum. Here I am adding the sum of B and C in A, here I am adding the C into the sum of A and B, C into the sum of A and B. So both will give the same result. Okay, that is called the associative property. Example you can take. Here suppose in 5 I am adding the sum of 2 plus 3. So here the sum of 2 plus 3 is 5, and if 5 is added to 5, the result will be 10. Or also we can do, in the sum of 5 and 2, I will add 3. Then also see what is going to get the result. In the sum of 5 and 2, you are going to get 7. 7 plus 3 will be 10. So in both the cases, the result is 6 and 10. So I am changing here. I am changing the order of the addition operation. Order of the addition operation here, or 2 additions are going on, but its order I have changed. In the first, I am first finding the sum of 2 and 3, and then I am adding this sum to the 5. And here, first I am finding the sum of 5 and 2, and then in that sum I am adding 3. In both the cases, I am getting the same result, 10. That is the associative property. Next is the existence of additive identity. After that, additive identity, property 4. So what you add in a number, you will get the same number. So number doesn't change. So if you are going to add in a number and the result should be the previous number, same number. So what is that? Additive identity is 0. For any number, the additive identity is what? 4. Existence of additive identity. Existence of additive identity. Existence of additive identity. So in the existence of additive identity, so what we have to find in this question? The identity element for addition. The identity element is the additive identity for any element is what? 0. The additive identity. The additive identity for any element, for any integer. The additive identity for any integer. For any integer is 0. Okay. Example we take here. A is an integer, a plus 0 gives you what? A1. So A is an integer and you are adding here where A is an integer. Where A is an integer. Where A is an integer. So suppose 7 plus 0 gives you what? 7. So if you add 0 to any number, you are going to get the same number. If you are adding 0 to any integer A, you are going to get the A value. So that is 0 is the additive identity. Last property is the existence of additive inverse. What is the additive inverse? So what you add in the number, so the result in the sum will become 0. That is called the additive inverse. So the opposite integer of any integer is called the additive inverse. So the integer which are adding to any integer, the integer which are adding to any integer results into 0. So that is called the additive inverse. So what is additive inverse? The integer which on adding to any integer results into 0. Example you can take. So what you add in A, you will get the result 0. So what you add in A? Minus A. So see, when you add A and minus A, it will be 0. Example you can take. What is the additive inverse of 7? So additive inverse of 7 is minus 7. So when you add the opposite of 7, that is the minus 7. 7 is an integer and the opposite integer of 7 is minus 7. So when you add two opposite integers, their sum will be 0. Okay? So now we move to the exercise self practice 1B. We will see some questions. See, this is the fill in the blank first question. 5 plus minus 3 equals to minus 3 plus what? So that is the commutative property. So 5 plus minus 3, so in minus 3 and 2 plus 5. That is the commutative property. Like this you have to do. In 2, 37 plus 0. That is the additive identity. If you add 0 to any number, you get the same number, 37 and 0. Okay, like this. Now see, I am going to do the question number 7. 24 plus in square bracket parenthesis small bracket minus 15 plus 2 equals to 24 plus 2. Now see, here first the sum of minus 15 and 2 we are adding to 24, and here into the sum of 24 and minus 15. What? 24 and minus 15. This I will add. That is associative property. Okay. So in the sum of 24 and minus 15 we add 2. Here The sum of minus 15 and 2 is added to the 25. Similarly, the 9 is also you can do. Now, predecessor of minus 12, can you see? Predecessor of minus 12. So, minus 12 minus 1. What is minus 40? So, how we are getting the predecessor of any number? So, subtract 1 to that given number. So, whatever the result you will get, that will be the predecessor of that number. Predecessor of minus 12 is what? Subtract minus 1 from minus 12. Minus 12 minus 1 gives you what? Minus 13. So, that is the predecessor of this. Now, another question I will show you 9. Question number 9. Minus 9 plus in square bracket 17 plus minus 4 equals to minus 9 plus 17 plus black. Okay, like this. Now see, here the sum of 17 and minus 4 is added to minus 9, and here in the sum of minus 9 and 17, see, minus 9 and 17, we add minus 4. We add minus 4. That is the associative property we have to apply. Okay. So this is all for the today, students. We have completed self-practice 1 week. The remaining question is homework that you solve in your homework, math homework copy. Or in the next class, we will study a self-practice 1C, that is the multiplication of integers. So I hope that today's class is useful for you. So we'll meet in the next class. Thank you for your kind attention.